Alrighty. Good morning, class. My name is Mr. Abdullahu. You can call me Mr. A for awesome. How you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good, Mr. A. How about you?
That's, I'm doing pretty shabby. And so what's your name, Mr. Blue Shirt?
Tacitus Kilgore.
Tacitus Kilgore. Nice name. And you with the beard?
Charles.
Charles. Do you have a last name, or is your name just Charles?
You don't want to know my last name.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you guys want to be when you're older?
I want to be a mental health counselor.
A mental health counselor. And you, Charles?
Same occupation.
Same occupation? Okay. So you guys want to know more about it, or do you guys already know what's in it?
So I don't know nothing, sir. I got you. I need you to tell me.
Educate us. You need to educate us.
Educate
on
us,
this
bro.
Hey,
Let
that's
us know
all
the
I'm here.
requirements, intellectual level, how many college degrees do I need? Is it even a medical field?
Can I make money from it? Come
Of
on.
course you can make
Let me
money,
know.
guys. Come
Let
on.
me know. Come on.
I got you guys. Don't even worry about it, okay?
My
You know
son
what?
right there,
I'm gonna
Mr.
start.
A.
Hey, you know Tacitus? I like you already. Charles, I love you too. You know what, guys? I'm gonna get you started off with the basics. The training and the certifications. And with mental health counseling, there's not really, I've looked up onto it, and, there doesn't seem to be that much training in the field because, being a mental health counselor, it's no joke. It's a big deal. It's a job where you're going and helping people with their traumas and, all their past life experiences. And, you're trying to help them become a better person every day. And, if you're not fully in tune and you don't fully know what you're doing, it can be really, really, really detrimental if, you walked upon somebody who's already pretty down in the dumps and, they're already in a pretty bad state of mind. And if you mess up by saying something wrong, it can only lead them to go even further down to a point of no return. And, that's why there's not really much training. So that's why when you want to become a mental health counselor, you first got to start off by going to college and learning the mind and learning how people, deal with things and how things develop from, just a regular bad parent to becoming something that can affect you in your everyday life. So I'd say one of the first things you want to get is you want to go through post-secondary education, aka college, and you want to get your master's degree in things like psychology and sociology, and things like that, so you can understand the human mind and how it deals with things and how things can affect it. And after that, let's talk about how a typical day is with it. And a typical day is usually just you come into work, at a decent time like 7:30, 8 a.m., simple times, how everybody else comes into work. But the difference is that when you're dealing with people and their past and traumas, there really is nothing typical because everybody can go through something different. Some people will just be coming in because their dog died and it's something really hard that they're dealing with, and another person could come in with severe things like suicidal thoughts and going through something very deep and detrimental and painful like getting raped or watching a loved one die in front of their eyes. It can be really, really, really traumatic for them. And that's why during the day and during for your work, there really is nothing typical besides when you come into work and when you leave. And after that, let's talk about the things that kind of that might have brought y'all onto this, or you need to hear before you can really make a final judgment.
Money.
Exactly, Tacitus. That's what I'm talking about. And the average median salary is $55,496, which is pretty good for a first starter job. It's nothing crazy, but 55K is good enough to get you a car, maybe even get you a mortgage, for your house. Get you a loan for your house.
To get
Maybe
you by.
even it can get you by. It's nothing crazy, but you'll be living pretty comfortable. And the benefits you can get with it, they're a little bit, it's not really known too much because, unless you're working with a well-known, hospitals or stuff like that, where it's like big companies, then you get the benefits that everybody gets, the doctors, the nurses, everything, You get free food for your kids, you get health care, you get all the basics. But if you're working by yourself, you have your own website, you're doing things basically solo dolo, there really is no benefits because it's just you and there's no third party coming to help you and pay you. So you're paying yourself. So, but let's go on to the next thing, which is why being by yourself can be a benefit. And that's the fact you get to pick your own hours. You get to pick your own work schedule. You get to pick who you see and who you get to see. you know, and you can be more in tune with who you're seeing because you know in a hospital you might just be getting random people, and you'll have occasional existing clients that need your help, but when you're in control and you're your boss, you get to pick who comes, you get to pick when they leave, you can. And a lot of people in mental health counseling in like big companies, they usually take weekends off, and for some people the weekends is when some of the bad stuff happens because that's when everybody's off, and a lot of stuff can go down during the weekend. So if you're a mental health counselor during the weekend and you're by yourself and you can say, you know what, I'll take phone calls, and your clients can call you during the weekend, and you can help them way more than if you just have the weekends off and you're chilling out. It comes with sacrifice of your own time, but if you really love your job, you won't mind it that much. And after the work schedule, you're probably going to ask, how rewarding is it to really be a mental health counselor? And the thing that depends on that is, how do you feel? How do your morals align with your work, If one person, for example, feels the most happiness through personal gain, this, this might not be the best job because, if you don't feel like you're the one getting all the big bucks and you're the one doing everything, you're not going to feel that happy. But if one's happiness is going through and helping others become happy and becoming more improving in their life, then this job will most definitely be rewarding for you. At the end of the day, it all just depends on how you feel about, helping others, or, how you feel about what makes you happy, And I can't just give you all this I can't give you all this goodness and just not give you the cons, And the cons is that if you neglect yourself during this job, because a lot of people like to neglect themselves, and that's why a lot of people go into mental health counseling, it can really mess you up because you'll hear a lot of stories and you'll hear a lot of bad things coming from people. You'll hear about rapes, domestic abuse, loved ones dying in front of them, all the dark and deep things that you don't usually hear on a day-to-day basis. But when you become a mental health counselor, there's a giant percentage that you will be hearing about some of the darkest things you'll ever hear or see in your life. And if you're not mentally prepared for that, it can really shake you up and just deter you from this. So the con is that you don't know what's going to be coming no matter what. It could just be a simple, oh, my goldfish died, now I don't know how to feel anymore. Or it could be, I have it for years and I don't know how to integrate back into the human world. And that's really what it is, because being a mental health counselor comes with plenty of things that you'll never be able to predict or even know existed. But that's why the number one thing, in my opinion, is that you need to be resilient. You need to know that bad things are coming and you need to be able to take them on and persevere to help your clients and to help yourself while you're doing it. So that's the basic general gist of what it's like to be a personal counselor or a health or a mental health counselor. So how do you guys feel about this now that you've heard basically, the general gist of it?
A lot deeper than I initially thought.
And you, Charles?
I'd have to agree. People's lives.
Yeah, people's lives are on the line. Yeah, exactly, Charles. If you mess this up, you can fully mess somebody's life up forever. And that's the thing people don't really want to tell. It's funny. It's kind of funny, but when you really think about it, you're playing with people's lives sometimes. And that's why you need to be perfect. You need to be as excellent as you can be during this job. So I hope I didn't scare you guys too much on it because, it's a pretty serious thing.
Just a little bit.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Not at all.